Hello, I'm Don Phipps, Superintendent of the Caldwell County Schools. And as you can see, I'm in one of our classrooms, and I have a guest with me today, Dr. Katrina McEllen, Assistant Superintendent for Educational Program Services, which is also known as the curriculum arm of our school system. And we're here today just to talk for a bit about the Caldwell County Schools Plan B reentry plan and also Caldwell Connect. We know that you probably heard a lot about this in the last week or so, and we just wanted to have a little more conversation to help enlighten you and maybe fill in any holes that you have about understanding. Dr. McEllen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Let's start just by having you give folks just a little bit of a background, a brief summary of what Plan B is.
So with Plan B, and this was decided by Governor Cooper, we will not have a full or all of the enrollment of our school with students within the school building. We'll have about half of our students, and we've divided them up into two groups, into a group A and a group B. And students will come for 2 days of instruction, and they'll participate in instruction for 3 days from a remote setting. So it's a hybrid setup where they're in school for 2 days and they're at home or another location learning for the other 3 days. We have divided them up into what we call a group A and group B. Group A is our last names A through L, and for the most part group B is M through Z. But if parents have issues with that due to split families or different last names or anything like that, there is a process. There's a form on our website that they can click on to request a change, or they can call their school, and the principal there or someone there will be able to help them to make sure that the families are on the same day, because we do want to make this work for families. So if you're
and that applies to grades 2 through graduation, right?
Yes, sir. We have a slightly different schedule for our kindergarten and our first graders. They actually come 4 days a week, and our preschool students will be there every day. So if you have somebody in the pre-K program, they're here Monday through Friday, and our kindergarten and first grade students are in school on Monday, Tuesday, and then again Thursday, Friday. And Wednesday is a remote day for everyone, and they'll have activities that they're doing on that day, and we'll have time for some one-on-one conferences with students and teachers.
And our AABB days, AA would be in school on Monday and Tuesday, and then they would be working remotely Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then our BB students would be in school on Thursday and Friday, which means they would be working remotely on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then we have what we've created, our virtual learning opportunity called Caldwell Connect. And we want to talk about this for a couple of reasons. I want to make sure folks understand what Caldwell Connect is, to explain that it's different than the experience that many folks may have had with remote learning back in the spring, and also as we have a conversation to distinguish the difference between this program and the program where students are in school face-to-face for 2 days and then working remotely for 3 days. So talk with us a little bit about Caldwell Connect.
So Caldwell Connect is our fully virtual, or you might hear somebody say our fully remote option for learning. So students are learning from a location other than the school, so they do not come into the school building whatsoever. We will have both what we call live sessions, so kind of synchronous sessions where they get online with their teacher and other students in the class, and they'll listen to the lesson, and then they'll have opportunities to work on activities once they log off to go through things associated with what that teacher has taught. So there will be times when students need to log on to be able to participate with their class, and then there'll be times when they may watch a pre-recorded video and then do assignments. But it will include everything that you would get if you were in the school building. So we'll have our special classes like art and music and PE, so they will still have opportunities to participate as if they were in our school building. They're just doing it at their home or a location other than the school. They do need a device, and they do need access to the internet in order to participate. We have a sample schedule on our website, but I do want to reiterate, it's not a student sitting in front of their computer for 7 hours a day or 7.5 hours a day. There will be times when they're logged on, participating with their teacher. There may be times when they're working through a program that I complete some activities and then it leads me to do something else. There would be times when they're doing things that aren't associated with the computer whatsoever. They may have a project and they're going off to do something, and then they put it together and then submit that work through their computer. So we have a learner management system called Google Classroom, and at the high school level they may see Google Classroom or Canvas. But everything is online, and they should be able to do it remotely from wherever they are.
Now, you mentioned that students won't be on the computer for 7 hours. On the flip side, but there also will be some expectations, and I heard some concerns from the spring that teachers and parents felt like it may not be rigorous enough in some cases. Can you talk about that a little bit in terms of striking the balance and making sure that our pacing and the content delivery is equivalent, whether you're doing this online in the virtual world or if you're doing the remote learning along with the 2 days of instruction?
Correct. So we have worked to make sure that no matter what is chosen for a student, whether they're in our hybrid model or they're virtually learning through Caldwell Connect, that everybody is on the same page as far as the pacing, that we're going through and learning along the same timeline. We've had teachers that have come in to make sure that we have an updated pacing, that we're making sure that if we need to go back and hit some things from the spring for our students, we have incorporated that into what we're teaching them this year, but making sure that we're teaching grade level standards, that it's very robust. And that there is accountability. We know that there was a variety of experiences that parents may have seen in the spring, and we are all about having that consistency as we move forward and making sure that this is the best experience, whether they come to school with us on a hybrid model or they're experiencing it through Caldwell Connect, but they have those opportunities to experience that robust curriculum no matter which option they choose.
Well, let's do a brief compare and contrast. And when we start, and I'm thinking about our students, if we could go back one slide a little bit earlier. There you go. As we think about students, staff, and parents, and they're considering the two options. So if we compare the two options, and those being Caldwell Connect versus in-person plus remote learning, talk to our group a little bit about what that comparison looks like. How are they similar?
So they're similar in that we're covering the same standards, and we should be kind of on the same pace, so week to week. If I'm in a hybrid model and I'm coming in, I'm learning about the same concepts and standards and objectives as if I was participating in Caldwell Connect. So there's no difference in that curriculum that the students are getting. So you have that similarity, and we're trying, there is that attendance and that participation piece. So whether you're coming in face-to-face and we mark you, yes, you came into school today, or you're participating remotely. You're jumping on the live session, you're submitting your assignments as they are due, you're having those conversations with the teacher.
Okay, how about differences between the two options?
Okay, so obviously in the hybrid model, they're actually coming onto our school campus. So they will be here working with the teacher and with other students in a face-to-face model. And then if they're in the Caldwell Connect, they are participating in a remote location. So they will not come onto our school campus and just enjoy. But again, it's the same curriculum, will be robust no matter which option you choose. You just have to choose the option that is best for your family.
Well, if a parent or teacher were to say, I'm just a little bit confused and I'm not sure which one to choose, what advice would you give them?
In my opinion, you have to look at your own student. And every student's different, and what works for one student may not work for another student. Is your student someone that is self-motivated? And if they are, and they enjoy working on a computer, then Caldwell Connect may be a better option for you. If they're a student who needs that interaction with the teacher to help keep them on pace, to help keep them focused, then the hybrid model may be a better option. But every student's different in what their needs are. And so it's a personal decision as to what you feel like is the best option for your student, and either option is the right option for your family.
Good. Well, our attempt has been to put some options out for families so that you could choose what you felt like best met your needs and the needs of your student. We look forward to serving you, whether we're serving you completely online or if it's a somewhat in-person and remote learning. We're excited about having you back. We continue to do a lot of planning. We'll have a series of videos that touch on various topics, but we hope this has been helpful, and we appreciate your time today. Thanks for joining us.